Hi, it's Vic from Oh My Naze here. I know how much you enjoy our videos, so I thought I would do one on some of the people and places behind our Martello and caravan camp collections. There have actually been 7 caravan parks or holiday camps in Walton since the 40s. The Coronation, the Eastcliffe, the Willows, Festival and Jubilee camps, and the Martello. I say 7 because 2 of them merged to become another one. So many of you will of course already be familiar with the Coronation and the Eastcliffe, which now form the Naze Marine, but did you actually know the story behind them? Let's walk up to the current Naze Marine site. So the entrance here opposite Green Lane also used to be the original entrance to the Coronation Camping Ground, which opened in the late 40s, early 50s and was run by the Snare family. It was a simplistic camp with a small shop and a toilet shower block, and very different from what it later became. There's an 1860 painting of the Naze by the artist Ford Madox Brown. It's taken from the viewpoint of what would later become the Martello Caravan Park. You can see the Martello Tower in the foreground, the Naze Tower, and to the right of the windmill you can see the young elm trees that formed a boundary to the Coronation campsite. So, moving on to the story of the Eastcliffe and a famous resident of Walton. The Right Honourable Alfred Barnes served as Minister of Transport from 1945 to 1951 under Labour Prime Minister Clement Attlee. He was in politics a lot longer though, serving as an MP for East Ham South between 1922 to 1931 and again from 1935 until 1955, when he stood down from his position. Alfred and his family had been summertime residents of Walton for many years, with their family home being in Saffron Walden. But just after World War I, they came for a family holiday to Walton, and they liked it so much they decided to buy land and make it their own permanent camp. They were actually there when World War II broke out, and his daughters remained there, with Layla and Maureen attending Clacton County High School, and Brenda going to Walton School during the winter of 1939 to 1940. In 1947, Alfred Barnes purchased the bombed-out Eastcliffe Hotel and 30 acres of land. The land would go on to become the Eastcliffe Caravan Park, and the Eastcliffe Hotel provided holiday flatlets on the top floors with beautiful sea views, and also it became the clubhouse for both the Coronation and Eastcliffe Caravan Parks. Alfred Barnes' original family home, Breenelwood in Walton, has greatly expanded to become the Breenelwood Care Home. To the left of the care home you can still see where the original entrance to the Eastcliffe Caravan site was, opposite Beatrice Road. You can still explore a small patch of the land known as the Barnes Spinney Nature Reserve once a year during their annual opening day, which sells plants, bric-a-brac and homemade cakes to raise funds for the Essex Wildlife Trust. Alfred was well known for carrying out his daily site inspections, walking with his cane, which he used due to losing a leg in a fairground accident at the age of 8. His brother was Billy Barnes, a professional football player. In 1951, Alfred bought 5 World War II concrete petrol barges to the Walton backwaters. Upon Alfred's death in 1974, his daughter and son-in-law, the Symes family, took over the running of the campsite and hotel for many years until they eventually retired and decided to sell the site to the Coronation campsite, which by then had become the Naze Marine. The 2 neighbouring sites now form the much larger Naze Marine that we know now. The hotel still served as the Naze Marine's clubhouse. By now it was renamed the Naze Mariner. Its basement was home to the Eastcliffe and Cellar Bar nightclubs. The ground floor extension to the side of the hotel was an amusement arcade, boasting one-armed bandits and other classic arcade machines, tuppenny nudgers and the gift machines that used to dispense the gift in a little box. This was prior to the chicken eggs and oranges and lemon machines that came later. And there was a part of the bar that had a lower down counter, especially for serving children, a sort of tuck shop. The Naze Mariner stayed open until work was completed on the newly merged caravan sites to create an on-site clubhouse, amusements, restaurant and other facilities, and the Eastcliffe Hotel was then converted into the flats that you see on that corner today. We're now walking further up towards the Naze, looking towards Naze Park Road and Old Hall Lane, where the Jubilee and Festival campsites were situated. Little remains of these sites now, with the land being compulsorily purchased by the council and flats being built on it. The only clue that they ever existed is the name Jubilee Park. So, travelling further along Hall Lane, we eventually come to Naze Park Road and two buildings that were very popular with holidaymakers back in the day. Putman's Photographers, who run the Walton Archive, where some of the historical photos used in this video are taken from, and High Tree Stores, which sold everything. The Putman's facade is long gone, but the High Tree Stores building still retains some features. We're now going to turn into High Tree Lane. The land that the Willows Caravan Park is situated on was originally a small holding owned by the father of Jack Garnes, who started the then named Willow Camp with his father in the early 50s, turning it into a caravan and camping site. It was named Willow Camp due to the beautiful willow trees that surrounded it. Jack's daughter, an actress, is better known by her stage name B.B. Waller and has appeared in numerous Hollywood movies. A licensed bar and club was added soon after the site opened, called the Schooner, which was named by Jack for his love of boats. Jack ran the Willows until he sold it in 1981. There is still a schooner bar on site at the current Willows Caravan Park today. The Willows is an owner-only caravan park and doesn't rent caravans out, unlike the Naze Marine. We've now moved to the other end of the town. I'm now walking along Kirby Road towards the town. This road would have been the first glimpse of Walton for many holidaymakers arriving at the Martello. It's still one of my favourite views of the town, with the church directly in front of you before turning left to go under the famous Martello arch sign. I still get a little shiver of excitement when I'm travelling into town this way. Registered in 1949 as the Southcliffe Trailer Camp Limited, it was originally run by Douglas Garton, Florence Garton and Kate Norfolk. The Martello was the shortest trip for the railway barrow boys, who made some decent money out of transporting the holidaymakers' luggage during the summer season. The Garton's son, Robin, also provided the entertainment at the Martello Clubhouse with his band. Many other entertainers who appeared at the camp over the years included the Benny Harris set, Brian and Charlie, and later Brian and Tom, after Charlie sadly passed away. The Martello had 3 bars at one point: the Napoleon, which was the children's club, the Wellington, the adults bar, which was also a function suite and home to several annual music festivals, and the Tower Bar, which was actually in the Martello Tower. The Tower Bar closed in the early to mid-80s. The much-missed camp was full of big characters. Local magician Len Blease, under the guise of Uncle Lenny, provided children's entertainment. There were also various talent competitions, swimming galas, thanks to the camp's outdoor pool, darts and pool competitions and sports days near the car park fields, plus a cinema and a bike hire shop too at one point. It changed hands a few times over the years, eventually closing in 2014. It is now the Hamford Park estate, with most of the streets being named after characters or places in Arthur Ransom's book, Secret Water. And yes, we have a Secret Water collection too at Oh My Naze. Little remains of the site now. The Martello Tower, officially known as Martello Tower K, still stands, slightly obscured by the care home, which itself was built on the Napoleon Bar land. It's one of 2 Martello Towers that was situated in Walton, with another, Martello Tower J, believed to have been sited in the Round Gardens, which, if you think about it, is actually the perfect shape for a Martello Tower. It was demolished in the 1840s due to instability, with its bricks being used to build nearby cottages in the town. We sell a wide range of souvenirs at Oh My Naze. We have our Martello and Caravan Camp collections and our other local area themed collections too. They're available from our high street store or online at ohmynaze.co.uk. All are illustrated, designed, printed and made in our store in Walton. If you've made it to the end of this video, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this brief history of the holiday camps in Walton. Until next time.